Hello everyone, it's Sue from Craft and Joy. I wish you a very warm welcome to my craft room today. Oh, I'm getting a mouthful. I have something very different for you to see today. I have a very special birthday coming up next month, so I'm trying to get a little bit ahead and make some things, but I've got a bit of time. So I thought I wanted to show you what I'm making, and I'm making some hoops to go on. You can see it there very well. Some flowers. I've got one more to make, so I want to show you how I'm making these. So this is actually on a macrame hoop that I found from eBay or Amazon. I think they were from. I will put the link in the description bar below. And these are something like $129, $139. They weren't these hoops, and these hoops are, oh, how wide are they? They're about a 12-inch wide hoop, so they're quite wide. So yes, and they're going to hang on them. I'm having a garden party, hopefully. Maybe a social distance barbecue or something yet, but we don't know. A party, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? So, but I'm making these. So yes, let me show you how I'm making them. Down on my desk. One moment. Bear with me. Oh, just get them down there. Right, so I am using, there's various things that I've seen online. They're all using different sort of punches, and they've got the balloon one there, which I have, and they're also using, I'm going to use this one today on this one. I've tried different sizes, and this is the larger one, but it depends how big you want your, that's that one. So that these are going to, who thought that balloons could be petals? As soon as I started, like, oh, petals, I saw them. So yeah, and that's the larger one. So that's what I've used on the larger flower that I've got on my mug. I'm going to make a smaller, show you how to make a smaller one today. So I've already ahead of time just, and I'll show you how I did those. I've done a big stack of them there. But so you'll notice on here, it punches out a large balloon and a small balloon. This is on this punch here that I've just done. So punch them out, and then you get, I'm using brushing bride, and I've got a sponge here. I'm just going to sponge around my edges a little bit. And then do both of them so I'll get my bone folder here, and I'm going to do it inked edge down, so it's going to be looking like so. So that is a petal, and it even gives you a little bit to glue, to hold the glue. Ta-da! Who knew? That's really quite cool. We quite like that. And that's the other one. There we go. That's my pile of big ones and my pile of small ones. So I started on this, the smaller of the flowers, with a 1-inch circle. So, and then I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to start with my larger of the two size of the balloons. I'm going to fold it back so it goes back on itself, so it looks like so. And then I'm going to put some glue on the little handy little tab, and I'm going to put that right on the edge. I am going to use either my pencil or anything sort of pointy, or use anything that I'm going to use it on my silicone mat because I don't get gluey. So I'm going to just hold that on there for a second. It's right on the edge of the circle, and I'm going to put one at sort of like, I'm going to put them opposite each other, and now I'm going to fill it. So you need 6 for your first layer. I'm going to have a few layers on here. So I'm just going to let that dry a second. Again, hold that with a pencil. So I've put 2 on there now, and I've put them right up to the edge. You can see that there, hopefully. And then I'm going to put 6 on my first layer. I'm going to put 6 of the big ones. Don't have the right size on there. Oh, I put the wrong one on. Whoops, pull that out. Should have 6 large ones. That's it. Let's try the large one. Let's move those out of the way because it's going to be confusing for me. Right, let's try that again. So 6 of the large ones, the larger of the 2. Okay, I realised that, wasn't it? Just grabbed the wrong. They should be opposite each other. I've done these already with no problem at all. Second, I put the camera on. Here we go. Right, okay, that's better. That's better. Now I'm going to use the larger ones, and I'm going to put 6, 2 on either side. That's that one. I'm going to bend them back, and I've already you see what I've already just curled them round, so they are looking that way. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm going to get there. There we go. Right on the edge there. And I put 2 on the other side. What I found the easiest way was when they're dry, they just need to take a few seconds for the glue to grab, is sort of interlock them a bit so they're sort of lapping over each other. So they just kind of sit better. A bit of glue. Tuck that in there. So one's going to be in the circle, one's going to be out the circle. So I'm just going to let that dry a second. I'm just going to hold that there. So that's our first layer done. I'm going to have 2. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, 6. That's right. So 6 for our first layer. And 5 for our next layer. So now that's dry, hopefully, we should just better pull that back a smidge, just so we can get those in. And I'm going to put these on the gaps of, so they're not in the same place. They're going to overlap. So they're kind of in between. And I've been using a pencil or something to just get that glue to grab. I've been using a pencil, yeah. I hope you're seeing that okay, like that. So I'm going to put 5 on this layer. And you can just place it in the gaps. So obviously you don't want exactly the same place. So they're sort of like, because obviously in nature they just kind of, they're not symmetrical, is it? So it's going to look a bit like that. So this is going to be cool. Hopefully I'm just going to hang on my back doors. I'm not sure what's happening. I've got a very big birthday coming up. It's a special birthday too. So we are planning for a social distance sort of like afternoon tea, I think. And we're also planning for a everyone in party. But either way, I don't know how we're going to, we're just waiting for the government guidelines to come out and see what we can do. So hopefully we'll be able to do something. I just thought I wanted to make something to make the doors, and I thought I don't want to put something boring on it. I didn't want a banner. You know me, I want to be a bit different. So 4, 5, that's my last one going in. So I started off with 6, we're now down to 5. And that just kind of fits in there. So let me just get that one in and that one out. That's it. So the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to put the smaller ones. I think it was 5 I put in. So I'm going to go with 5 on the smaller ones. Again, we're just going to fit that into the space where there's the gap. So the balloon at the bottom of the balloon is just perfect little tabby. It's like a little tab to put some glue on and put them in. So I'm going to put 5 in this layer. Obviously, you're working into the centre. So as they get a bit dry, you can give a bit more give, really. That's number 3. Just take a few seconds for the glue to grab. 4. Sometimes it just seems to go in place, and sometimes you need to give it a bit of, just put some pressure on it for a second, but they are quite cool. And it's already looking like, I'm not quite sure if it's a peony or a rose. I did see some, I'm inspired from this by, we've got a rose come out in our garden. So this is where the inspiration came from. But there are a few people on the internet that have done this type of thing, but I don't think they've used this type of punch. I haven't seen them on YouTube, so I don't know what's out there. So that's my 5 in. I need to do another layer of the smaller ones. So I'm going to go for about 4, I think. If it moves, just reposition it with your pen. I'm using a pencil, but you could use anything you have. And I also have a cunning plan for the green bits, the leaves. So I am going to put some more. I think I've got about 4 on the other one. On this layer. You might need to make it sort of fit a bit and just give it a bit of a squidge. That one's come out. I'm just going to glue that back in. So I'm going to give it a bit of a squid, roll around like so. If you find that yours come out, and put a teeny bit more glue on and just go back in with it. Yep. Roses are quite, you know, they're quite ever so pretty. That's hence I liked the rose theme. Well, I'm going to put some numbers on my, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish it, but I will, when it's done, I will put a picture of it on my blog. So you'll get to see what it looks like. So that's that. So I've got 2 layers and 1 more of them, the smaller ones. I think I'll put 4 on there. That's, I'm going to roll this one round so it squeezes in just between my fingers. And then obviously we need a centre for our rose. I'll show you how I did that in a sec. Obviously, if you find that it's not sitting right, you know, you can always add a bit more to it. For this part, I've got a small balloon and I'm going to roll it. So I want to use the end of the pencil. Let me get a real pencil. That's an electronic, that's a different type of one. I have a real pencil here somewhere. I've just been using it. Whoops. Where's it gone? There you go. So there's a, I'm just going to use, I want it to be a bit angled. So I'm just going to roll that round a bit like that to get it going. And then I want it to overlap a bit like that. So I do need to hold it in my fingers so it gets the glue. And I want the bottom part of it to look a bit as if it's going to, it's got to squeeze in quite a small space. So I'm just going to put some glue on there and then roll it. I'll have to hold it for a minute. I've got some glue on my fingers, but I don't mind. As it holds it like so. So it's a bit sort of angled, it's not straight. I thought that was pretty cool. I've got inky fingers, gluey fingers as usual. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom. And I want it to be beneath the, show it so it's beneath it. Put the glue on, and then just poke it in the middle. And hold that there for a second. But they look pretty cool. Just going to leave that to dry for a second while I go on to the base. It's going to sit, my flower's going to sit on. I'm using the, what dye was it? What dye set is it called now? Magnolia Memory Dyes. And this is actually the one that cuts out the flower, but I just thought, oh, that looks quite leafy. So to make it look even more leafish, is that a word, leafish? I'll make my own language up as I go along, really. I am do my old trick of getting a bit of green. I'm using old olive. And I'm just going to go around this. Doesn't look like much, very leafish at the moment, so I'm going to make it a bit two-tone. And bits of it will be a bit heavier than others, I've decided. So I'm just going to give that a bit. Because when you look at a leaf, it's different colours. So I'm just going to give that a bit of sponging around the edges. It's quite a cool shape, and obviously I don't know if I'm going to add some more leaves to it or not. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. But now here's the trick. This is H top tip here. I have got my design here. I'm going to use my ball tool. I'm just going to go down from the point, and I'm going to make. I'm using my Silica Max. It's got a teeny bit of give to it. And I'm just going to try the thinner end, the thicker end, make a sort of leaf marks. Nothing difficult here, folks. Look at that. Oops, there we go. So I'm just going to make some sort of leaf. So I'm doing it a bit like that. But really, it's just lines. I'm going to press a little bit harder, so it gives it a bit of breaking down the sort of fibres. And I could go over it again if I wanted to. You know, I could just sort of take that leaf there, pretend there's a leaf there. It doesn't really matter if it's even or straight or anything really, because, you know, not really going to be looking at it too close. I'm just going to put a few odd lines in towards the base. And then that looks pretty cool. Let me show you that. That looks pretty cool. I pressed myself with that. I'm going to give it a bit of a curl round on my bone folder. So it's going to go there. And I do have to attach it. I'm going to attach with glue to that. Now that's all dry and seems to have gone pretty good. It looks quite cool, doesn't it? But it's kind of one bit. It's not too, you know, that's quite cool. So then I need to attach it to my macrame. Let me just move that out of the way. And I'm using my silicone mat yet again to attach these to the, see what I've done there? I'm using hot glue. You have to be really, really careful with hot glue. I've got a hot glue gun mark on my finger, a burn. See that little V-shaped burn there? That was a hot glue gun mark. So be really, really careful. And it was really, really deep. So we have to be really careful with this hot glue gun. So I'm going to start by turning it over, turning it this way rather. And I'm going to put that hot glue all the way along. It's quite difficult to attach. So I think it's about there I want it to be. And you got that, and that's up the other way. So I want to put this that way. So we just need to hold it where it needs to be. There we go. So I'm just going to hold that in place for a second, and you will see. I'm just going to hold that for a moment. Oh, I'll just make that one go loose now. Whoops. Let's put some more hot glue on that one. I've just moved that, and what I am going to, I've just moved that around too much, and I was going to put some, let's quickly grab some better sellotape, Scotch tape. I can't get it with one hand. Oh. I'm just going to hold it like that. There we go. So it gives it a little bit, I'm not squashing my flowers too much. It's a bit of rigidity really, just get a bit of, so they'd be secured. Let me just do the other one for you there. So start again with that one. So I'm going to put hot glue, I think you're seeing that. Hot glue all the way along here. Whoops. So I was looking at my camera then. I took my eye off the ball. I have to be quite quick for this. So I'll put that there quickly. There we go. I'm going to hold that there for a second. Being careful. I'm just going to turn that round so you can see that's caught. I'm going to grab a bit of my tape to make sure it's all nice and secure. I've got a basket there, I can rest it in, so that's better now. I'm just going to put a bit of tape over the top of it just to make sure it's sitting okay. I'm just going to pull that back on. Oh, sorry, I didn't see me doing that. There you go. Just put a bit of tape over there. It's quite a big hoop to put under there. And what do we think? All that's missing now is I'm going to put on the top of my, just going to move my heat gun out of the way, my hot glue gun. Otherwise I'm going to get in an icky mess or burn myself. So what do we think? Pretty cool. I like that. It looks really pretty. It looks beautiful on the door. That's going to look lovely. All that's missing now is a bow at the top. And I'm going to have 3 sort of across to the bottom. I'm not going to be at the bottom, I don't think. I think they're going to be slightly to the left. Yes, that's it. Slightly to the left. And I'm going to put that about there. So I'm just going to attach that with a glue dot. Grab my hot glue dot. My brain's not working now, so it's getting too excited. So that's on the back of that. I made a bow. That's on the back. This is quite a big project we're working on my camera. So I'm just trying to see if you're getting that. So that's the bow done. What do we think? I will have to go and take it and hang it up, and so you can see where it's going to be the big day of my party. But this is just really easy, quite quick. Not, doesn't use lots of things, but I really like it. It's really different. I like different. You put your back, so I'm just move it from my desk camera. Obviously, I do have a blog. Head over to my blog. You can also, while you're over there, you can buy any of the supplies that I've used today, and I will put the link to the products that I've used. I've been crafting for quite a long time now, so if there's any questions you might have, or anything that I can help you with, please just get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. And what do you think about today's project? Pretty cool. I like it. So and obviously everything matches, you know, stamping up stuff is really good quality and everything else. So yes, but thank you very, very much for watching today. I really appreciate you supporting me, and hope to see you next time. Don't forget to click on subscribe and the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you much for watching. Thank you, and I'll put a picture, and I'm sure there may be more birthday things to come. Thank you much for watching. Thank you.